Good morning or evening, friends. This is JP with Wise Guys Gaming, and I'm back, like I said I would be, and I'm going to discuss with you how I would fix this Mortal Kombat movie. The last movie I kind of ranted and raved a little bit. Trust me, I cut it down. Could be much worse. Much worse. But no. Took my time, handled my business. Tried to make it nice and laid out for you. Probably didn't tell you everything, but we're going to talk about how to fix it. Now, I said the story was bad, but there's enough gravel there to hint at the foundation. So, I would say you can keep the premise and the beginning. Still start with that Hattori Hanzo fight. Or not Hattori Hanzo, sorry. Hanzo Hasashi versus Bihan. We're still fighting with the Lin Kuei versus the Shirai Ryu. But the way you want to fix this is, first, you want to show Sub-Zero's motivation. Have him talking, and this is a really cool way to do it. Have Sub-Zero talking to Quan Chi about how we're going to go after, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go after them. Or even Shang Tsung talking about how we're going after them. Very simple move, but it explains Sub-Zero's presence there. We know that Sub-Zero is not just some monstrous attack dog. He's got some motivation and some help too, right? So that's step one. You go through all that. Then, when you come into the new world with Cole and everything, you can still introduce Cole and that type of thing, but you have it where we find out, Sub-Zero finds out that Cole is still alive and is still part of the Hasashi bloodline. Because he's still part of the Hasashi bloodline, Shang Tsung's mad because I gave you a task, you didn't do the task, you need to go finish the task or I'm going to finish it for you. I personally, how I think I would do it would be to have somewhere in the interim, to have Hanzo or have Bihan Sub-Zero as the assassin, right? And he's sent after people with dragon marks. So you show a guy with a dragon mark, you show Sonya and Jax chasing him, right? And Kano is there. They're chasing Kano too, they're all together. You show Sub-Zero show up and be just about to kill the guy. And the guy barely escapes Sub-Zero. As he's hiding in escape, Kano sneaks up on him, feels like he's gonna get, Kano's looking for money or something like that. For whatever reason, Kano's got beef with the guy or feels like the guy's gonna give away his position. Kano kills him, gets a dragon mark. Sonya and Jax find Kano, and they take him away before Sub-Zero can get to him. So now you set up that relationship. As they're talking to Kano, they're learning more about these dragon marks. They try to figure out who Sub-Zero is, because Sub-Zero knows that Kano has the mark, so he's now going after Kano, but he can't get to Kano in time. Sonya and Jax take him away. They find out more about this dragon mark and who Sub-Zero is, and Kano knows enough to know that who they're going after next is Cole. Once we find out Kano knows that they're going after Cole, or maybe even that guy was related to Cole, that's an easy way to do it. Kano has his dragon mark. Sonya and Jax are now going to find Cole. Once Sonya and Jax go to find Cole, Sub-Zero comes in, and that's when he realizes not only does Cole have a dragon mark, but Cole is the remaining member of the Hasashi bloodline. We've tied all this together. We've tied the beginning of the movie to now. You still have this epic thing where they're trying to get away from Sub-Zero, because Sub-Zero is some monster who knows how to use his Arcana. They don't know how to use their Arcana just yet. They're trying to boogie on out of there. Something happens where they get stuck. Sub-Zero's on the way. Like that scene where Sub-Zero is walking down the street and he's lifting up the ice and throwing at the cars. You use that after they're driving. Sub-Zero makes the road icy. They slide, have a car wreck. Once they have the car wreck, they look up. Sub-Zero's walking toward them and flinging icicles at them. So they get out of the way. As they're trying to run, Jax makes his heroic stand from there, and he's like, nah, man, y'all get out of here. I'll meet you back at base, Sonya. You get him safe. And then you have the Jax fight. Boom. At the end of the Jax fight, have Sub-Zero either about to kill him or getting ready to leave or something like that, and then you can have Raiden step in and take Jax. Or maybe even Scorpion step in to take Jax. I would honestly have Raiden step in to take Jax before Sub-Zero can get to him, showing how powerful Raiden is, because he can knock Sub-Zero out of the way and say, this is not the way this is going down, this is not by tournament rules. Something like that. And then he can take Sub-Zero, or take Kano away. Or not Kano, Jax away, sorry. He can take Jax away. Once Jax is gone, Sub-Zero's frustrated because he just got bested by... He knows he's got to go talk to Shang Tsung. He just got bested by Kano, or by Raiden. And as he's leaving, you look up in the background, and you see Scorpion is there. Scorpion is there watching everything, right? So that shows that Scorpion is still a part of this world. He's not just some, like, visage that pops up in Cole's mind. Scorpion exists. And he's still got plans to come after him. Or you can show him like disheveled and broken and like he's got to get his power back and all that kind of stuff. And you can make that the tie into why Cole keeps seeing visions, because Sub-Zero or Scorpion is trying to reach to him. He's just not ready to fight yet. So then you show him at the Shaolin Temple. You stop making Liu Kang a punk, and you make him like an actual fully formed character. You can beef up with that. You can beef up Kung Lao a little bit more. Everything starts to come together. You see the injury to Jax. It makes more sense because now Sonya can feel guilty because Jax got hurt. You know what I mean? If only I had my power, I could have learned from this. I could have done better. Instead of having the epic standoff with Shang Tsung and Raiden, I'd have Sub-Zero there. And Sub-Zero comes in and Raiden's like, you are not coming back in. My power's too strong. He puts up the force field, all that kind of stuff. Sub-Zero leaves. He goes to talk to Shang Tsung. Shang Tsung's like, if they won't get you through that way, I'm sending you an army. And that's where you get Natara. That's where you get Kano. No, not Kano. Cabal. I keep saying Kano for everybody. Everybody's Kano. But you get Natara. You get Cabal. You get all these characters, right? You can even bring in Goro and be like, I'm sending you my General Goro to take this. And Sub-Zero, no, I don't need no general. I can handle this. I'm more than capable. And it's like, if you were more than capable, this would have been done by now. And so you send in Goro. Goro comes in to lead the army, right? And he's like, as if you want this Cole, or if you want this last bloodline of Hasashi, then I will grant him for you. Where Bihan failed, Goro will succeed. Now you have that whole thing tied in. They come in. You can still have Kano make his heel turn. Now you got the big fight coming up. You got Goro already in the mix. Big fight coming up, so on and so forth. And it'll make more sense. Instead of having Shang Tsung kill Cabal, have Goro kill Cabal. Have Goro just pick Cabal up. And like at the end, like in the middle of the fight, Goro's like leading the troops, telling them where to go, doing all this fight, all this kind of stuff. Sub-Zero is listening, but not really listening. He's doing his best to go after Cole. Raiden is trying to not intervene, but he's also trying to save his fighters. At the end of it, you could have Kung Lao and Liu Kang fighting Goro. As Kung Lao and Liu Kang are fighting Goro, Goro knocks him off, grabs Kung Lao, splits him in half. Raiden realizes this is going too far, then he takes him away. Boom. Look at that. You got a new fatality in there. All this kind of stuff going on. We rolling. Then we rally the horses. I wouldn't say we probably shouldn't even have Melina in this movie, but if you have Melina in this movie, she's got to be a little bit better than what she's what. Like, I wouldn't throw her in there just to say we threw Melina in there like they did in the regular movie. She didn't really have a role other than the fact that you know she's Melina. As opposed to this, Goro is the general, Natara is the huntress. You could have her fighting that entire time instead of just that one scene where she gets killed. You could have her fighting and stalking, and like when somebody has the right way, she comes swooping in out of nowhere, grabbing them, throwing them against the wall, slashing at them, disappearing. They can't figure her out. So now you've set up this really cool fight scene. You've given these characters personality. They aren't just fodder. Then when you have the next fight scene, you have him come in. Cole learns his superpowers or whatever. Honestly, I think the superpower is lame. You can find something better. If not, since he is an MMA fighter, give him the full body armor. Like, let it go his full way and just give him, like, faster speed and better attack or something like that. I know that's a lame thing to have because it's not, like, visually appealing. But it's better than, hey, he's got these two tonfa that he has now for some reason. He can scrape you up while he fights. It's weird. Or since you gave him kind of the Black Panther thing where, you know, it seems to be every time he gets hit, you can see it like show on his armor. Since you gave him that, let him have the ability to like absorb that and fire it back at him or something like that. You could do that. You could work with his power. Either way, you could still end up, because this is one of the best, maybe not scenes, but locations in the game, or not in the game, but in the movie, where they're fighting in the UFC circle and it's all iced over. When they end up back there, right? As they're getting ready to fight, he's showing like Sub-Zero's beating like you have a big fight again. As they're having the big fight, you can show the end of Natara then, like an actual ending now. I guess you can't still have the same Kung Lao fatality, but you can still set the stuff up to where you see some more fatalities and that type of thing. As everything's going on, Sub-Zero comes in and with Shang Tsung's power, grabs Cole and throws him through into that UFC ring, that frozen UFC ring. Shows him his family over there. You'll never be able to save him in time. Fight goes on. It's a decent fight now that Cole has his power, but you still see that Cole is outclassed. He's not going to make it. As he's getting ready to get whooped, that's when Scorpion comes in, just out of nowhere. Get over here! Boom! Yanks him out of the way. Scorpion's now fighting, and instead of having Scorpion fighting Sub-Zero while Cole punches ice, Cole is a little injured, but he's trying to get things back together. And now you see how strong Sub-Zero really has become. He's got all these powers now, and he's fighting off both of them, doing his best. You know, freezing one, fighting the other, freezing one. And they're just going back and forth. And then you have them shatter from there. You can still have a similar ending. All that kind of stuff can be the same. But you've tied in why everybody's here, why everybody's important. You know, what's good. Also, I would not have allowed Sonya to kill Kano with a lawn gnome. Like, if we can't do anything, just give her. They could have just done a throwback to the original Mortal Kombat movie. Had her come up, get him with those leg scissors, punch in the face, come back with like a Hurricane Rana, land on his chest, punch him some more. He picks her up like he's gonna body slam her. As he comes down to body slam her, he slams her on the ground, and she's hurting. He's getting ready to give her the eye beam. You can see the eye lighting up, and she's like, "Not this time," and cracks his neck. All these things are possible. If you go to Yo Video Games, they have another fix, like other fixes. It's not that hard to take what they have and make it better, which makes it all the more frustrating that they did such a bad job with it. And for people saying Mortal Kombat games don't have a good story, the story's 10 times better than what was in the movie. And ever since Warner Brothers come in, it plays out like a movie. There's so much you could do there, and they just don't. And it's so frustrating to see. If you think that what I've just described is a relatively decent script, let me know. If you think it's not and what they got is better, let me know that too. Let me know what you would do to fix it, or if you think it's just fine where it is. Quite frankly, like I'm pointing out, all it really takes is finding a why. But they tried to do too much. They tried to bring in too many people, and it was more of a, look, we got this, look, we got that, look, we got this, look, we got fatalities, look, we got Natara, look, we got this. And half of it was lame because you didn't put any meaning behind it. But either way, let me know how you feel. I'm happy to be critiqued. I'm good with that. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. Catch you guys later. Peace out.